John Linus, welcome to the Circularists. It's an absolute honor to have you as my guest. I would like to hand you the floor.
Thanks a lot, Karen. My name is John Linus. John Linus is a student at Moi University. Moi University is one of the universities in Kenya. And apart from being a student at Moi University, I volunteer with a number of organizations, including United Nations Global Compact on Climate Action. I equally volunteer with UNESCO. Also, I'm the founder of Green World Youth. Green World Youth is a coalition of young change makers that advocate for sustainable development goals. What we do is we amplify what people do at a grassroots level, and also we tell people what they need to do to have a sustainable world. And we're equally ranked at position 202 top 500 global influencers on climate action.
What a resume you have. You're still a student and you are ambassador and involved in the United Nations, UNESCO. What was your pathway towards accessing these platforms? I'd love to know.
I decided to create a Twitter account for this group of people, that these my friends, and I decided to name it Green World Youth, simply because I wanted to bring the youths across the globe together and also to champion for sustainable development goals, but mostly on climate action.
Yes. I love that vision. I love that idea of collaboration. So the domain experts, the industry experts that have the knowledge to share, and the youth have the energy, the will, and the social media savvy to propagate some new information, some new direction. You mentioned a little while back in the interview that you are among the top 500 top influencers, but the line broke up and I didn't quite hear you. Could you just repeat what that is about?
Yes, just like if you don't share your ideas, people won't know what you are doing globally. Yeah. So what we've been doing is that we've been collaborating with a number of youths working at a grassroots level, a number of women groups, a number of different activists. So what we do is that we take what they do at grassroots level, we post them in different social media platforms, then people see these activities that they are doing. In doing that, we are influencing other people also to do and copy the same.
I think that's the thing that drives me most, is to inspire others to act, because we don't really have much time now. We're in this window. It's all about action and collaboration, I believe. What do you think? Would you agree with that sentiment?
Yes, generally collaboration is the key in everything. When we come together, unity plays a critical role in everything. For instance, if we bring all stakeholders on board, not all stakeholders, but all the activists across the world, we come together and say that we want to see the change that we really want. Mm-hmm. And we all bring our efforts together, it will work. And I believe that collaboration plays a critical role in promoting the sustainable development goals.
In terms of the mission ahead, to avert from the road to 2.8 degrees, because we're in danger of overshooting 1.5. 2.8 is it within view. We need to act. How optimistic do you feel that we'll get there as humanity?
I'm very optimistic that you can make all things happen, and I'm very optimistic that if we come together, everything will be okay.
So even
you are involved in us. You are welcome to join us to champion for these.
I will.
These activities.
I certainly will. Yes. I want to ask you. So, are you aware? Can you see some of the early impacts on the front line of climate change? Can you see biodiversity loss? Can you see the impacts of global warming in your environment? What can you see?
Yes, it is true that the climate crisis exists. Not only in Kenya, we have a number of evidence that shows that there is climate crisis. We have a number of flooding. We have a number of deserted areas due to climatic changes in different parts of the country. And this has really affected many of individuals across the country because, people go on bed without food. That is an impact that makes a number of people have equally died as a result of no food due to diverse weather condition that has made the areas not to be conducive for food production. Yes.
So people are
So
dying
those
right
are
now. People are dying right now of hunger because of the impacts of climate change and the reduced capacity to produce food.
Yes, a number of people during the last season, a number of people died, yes, in the northern part of Kenya as a result of lack of food to eat, lack of water for their livestock. And these has resulted into a loss because those who depended on their livestock as a source of livelihood and source of food have incurred a number of losses because they can't get their normal gains from their livestock. So climate change is a real thing. It exists, and we need to act now more than ever to combat it.
So, John, if I were to, I would like to invite you to send a message to all who live in the global north. We have the higher carbon footprint. We are using the way that we live, our lifestyle is more carbon intensive. We send up more emissions, I think, on average. What would you say to all of us? If you could say
Yes,
anything.
it is quite sad and quite embarrassing if we continue doing that, and we've experienced the impact of climate change. We need to stop this. We always, as an activist, we have an app called We Don't Have Time app. In the app, we give climate love to those who do good to the environment. We also share our climate ideas for environmental sustainability. And also we give climate warning to those who do wrong or do bad to the environment. So in doing so, we try to look at this organization or these companies that do emissions to the environment. We try to give them climate review to stop the emissions if they can. The best way is to minimize the emission because maybe they need to continue with their production, but they can reduce the emission for us to have a sustainable world. So that is a polite request that if they can minimize the emission, I think the world will be more sustainable than if they continue emitting the toxic gases into air. Thank you.
So, John, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. I hope we can talk again at a future date and to track your progress and my progress even. So thank you so much for joining me on the Circularists, and I look forward to sharing your messages far and wide.
Yes, I'll be humbled and I'm ready to hear the responses from different persons. And if they are ready to join us, we are more than ready to invite a number of people to come on board. We share knowledge and equally grow together for a
Yes,
better world.
wonderful.
Yes.
Perfect. Let's do
Yes.
it. Let's make it happen.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, John Linus.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.